Hey guys, today we're going to talk about things that expats don't plan on. And we've talked about this before, some of this stuff. Some of this we've touched on a little bit more than others. And I want to touch on each one individually just a little bit and run through it because a lot of expats leave this out of their plans. Okay? And these are things that can really kill people over here. And usually these are the problems that most expats run into, thinking that they're never going to run into this here because they're invincible. And it's actually just the opposite. You're more likely to run into these issues as you age than less likely. Okay? So as you age, almost all these things are going to come into play. Okay? Okay, here they are. The first one I want to touch on was insurance for your wife. Health insurance for your wife. Or your girlfriend. Guys, you plan on your own health insurance, or some of you don't, and we're going to get into that too, but you need to have some sort of insurance for your wife. You can get Phil Health over here. You can also get the peso plans over here, or you can get a better insurance for them because it's your wife or your girlfriend, and get some decent insurance. So fit that into your budget, guys, when you come over here. The next thing I want to talk about is health insurance for you. Everybody that comes over here should have health insurance. I don't care if you're 26 or 66 or 76 or 86. When you come over here, you need to have health insurance of some sort. Even if it's some sort of cheap insurance and you have some emergency fund to back you up, a peso plan from Pacific Cross or whatever, or maybe one of their better plans, or go through Pacific Prime and get 10 different quotes, and you can get 10 different insurance companies that will throw you out some quotes, and you can take a look at those and figure out which one fits your lifestyle. And that's an excellent company, by the way, and so isn't Pacific Cross. By the way, Pacific Prime does not work with Pacific Cross, so they're not going to give you like say good things about Pacific Cross because they have like a little thing going on between the two of them, I think. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but those companies just don't like each other for whatever reason, okay? I wouldn't get into it. That's between them. But Pacific Cross is a good company, and Pacific Prime is a good company, okay? I just want to put that out there. I'm not sure what's going on, but I know that they just, when you talk to their agents, neither one likes each other, for whatever reason. Okay, next thing, guys, inflation. Inflation is a thing over here you have to think about. A lot of colas don't take care of inflation, okay, over here. You have to kind of fit that in your budget. We talked about that in the past. You might want to think about having a fund for inflation for the future, if to make sure you have that covered and you can take out of that fund, or have a little bit of excess in your budget to cover future inflation. Maybe have a lot in there. A lot of you guys are coming over here on these low budgets thinking you're going to live like forever on these budgets, and then the inflation just eats that budget apart until you're sitting there eating rice and beans or rice and chicken every month, and that could happen to you in 15 years. Because what if you outlive your retirement benefit and your retirement benefit's tiny? There's people over here that come over here with $500, a $500 pension, and they come over here probably 10, 15 years ago when it was really good, and they've outlived their budget. And you don't want to have that happen to you. That's why you have a lot of people over here telling you, oh, I'm living on this, and I'm living on that. It's because they have no other choice but to live on that budget. So of course they're going to live on that budget, and they're going to be without that life insurance. They're going to be without that health insurance. They're without insurance for their wife or girlfriend. So those are things you have to be careful of, guys. Life insurance is something you need over here, or you need at least some money to bury yourself, and you can self-insure that and just have money aside to bury you or have you cremated. We did have somebody that talked about that the other day and left a comment saying, what do I, basically, he's one of these people that believes life insurance is a ripoff, it's a scam and all this stuff, and, it's just a thing to grab your money. And I guess he just wants to leave his body behind for everybody to bury, so that they have to pay for it. I guess that's the way he looks at it, I don't know, the way he was talking on there, he seemed really upset at me that I'm recommending people get some sort of things to bury themselves. And I didn't just say life insurance, I said also putting some money aside. And I've mentioned that in the past too. The other thing is, guys, payoff money. Payoff money is to have excess in your budget to pay off credit cards if you use your credit cards, pay off your emergency fund if you use your emergency fund. So you have the excess in there. God forbid an emergency happens, you have to, and you use up all your emergency fund, you have to have the excess money to pay that back. Okay? The other thing, guys, is a lot of people when they come over here, they just think they're going to stick around the house and they're going to be happy. And that doesn't last long. That gets very boring very fast, unless you're just a computer junkie and you like to sit in front of your computer day in and day out. And I'm not one of those people. I like to get out and get some exercise and travel and see things and go out to eat once in a while, things like that. So you need to have some extra money in your budget. And I tell people, don't throw everything in a miscellaneous fund, because then it causes problems with, then you say, well, I'll just take it out of the miscellaneous fund. No, put everything aside for what you plan for. Your vacation, your weekend getaway, your trip home to the U.S. or the UK or Australia. Have a budget there for that. Christmas gifts. Have a Christmas fund. Savings for a rainy day. Whatever, maybe you want to buy a car or something. You're going to need this money in your budget, guys. A lot of guys come over here with these bare bones budgets and there's nothing left. There's not a nickel left if, God forbid, something happens over here. That's not the way to live in a foreign country. You're better off staying in the U.S. than coming over here with a budget like that, a bare bones budget, and think that you're going to live like a king over here. Because a lot of these vloggers over here that are selling you these budgets that are a bunch of crap. They're crap. They're telling you that, you can live on these super low budgets and stuff like that, but they don't have any Forex thing in there. They don't have any life insurance. They don't have any health insurance. They don't have any payoff money to pay off credit cards or to pay off an emergency fund. In fact, a lot of these people don't even have an emergency fund or a startup fund to come over here with a startup fund. They're telling you, just show up here, with your bags, and man, you're going to live like a king here, and everything's going to be wonderful. And a lot of these guys are making, what they're not telling you is they might have come over here with $800, but they're making $1,200 or $1,500 off their vlog. They're getting that. And so they're showing you the life that they have using the money from YouTube or AdSense. They're showing you how they live with that excess money, and they have you thinking that they're living on $600 or $800 or $1,000 or what have you. And that's just not true, I'll tell you right here and now that I'm not living on a low-ball budget. I live on a decent budget, and I'm lucky that I can bank some of my money, and I can save some money, and I can do these things that I talk about. It's because of planning. I planned for 4 years to come here, and I made sure all the things I over-planned. I made sure I over-planned everything so that it would be taken care of when I got here, and everything would be great. And if you do not over-plan, then you're going to under-plan. And under-planning this is not the place to under-plan, But I want to do this video. I want to, kind of keep it short and sweet. And I want to get people thinking. And I don't do these things to just kind of teach you. I do them to kind of get your brain thinking about this stuff. Like, wow, should I go there? Will I have enough? Maybe I need to work another year or two to get a little bit more extra money in there so I can have this excess money that Steve's talking about or what have you. That's all I'm trying to do. I mean, you don't have to do anything that I say. I'm just trying to help people out, because when you come over here and if you don't have health insurance or life insurance, good luck to you, because if you're coming over here older, those are the things you're going to need the most. Not just for food and stuff like that. You need health insurance. You need some sort of, unless you self-insure and have a lot of money in the bank or something like that, which a lot of people, that are older don't have that. They've gone through divorces. A lot of their money's missing, and a lot of people come over here because they look at the Philippines as an alternative to live on a lower budget. So they go to Mexico or they go to Thailand or they go to Vietnam or whatever to live on a lower budget, and they leave out a lot of the extras that you need the most. And I just don't want people to do that. I want people safe, guys. I want you guys to be safe, and that's what's in my thoughts, But anyway, guys, God bless. Take care. And be sure to like and subscribe, guys. Thanks.